been conducting research on the New Zealand Taxpayers Union and how they talk about who counts as a citizen. This is the third video in our series unpacking our findings, and we're taking a close look at how the Taxpayers Union talks about the public service in Aotearoa. Many of you will be aware that the government recently announced it was making substantial cutbacks to the public service. 8,700 job losses, that's 14% of the public service, are set to go. The size of the public service has been a hobby horse for the Taxpayers Union for a long time. During the period of our research, they repeatedly called for the number of public servants to be reduced to 47,000. That's the number it was in 2017 when Labour became the government. So this announcement by the government was a big victory for one of New Zealand's loudest lobby groups. But the Taxpayers Union promotes a very narrow understanding of the public service and public servants. First, they've taken to labelling our entire public service as bureaucracy, a blanket phrase that implies something overly complicated and expensive. To emphasise this, they often tack on other phrases like bloated, overstuffed, pen pushers, and self-entitled. It's an entirely negative view which devalues public servants and the important work that they do. In our research, looked at what the Taxpayers Union chose to highlight as waste in the public service. You can see some of them here: staff training on white privilege and whiteness, an unsuccessful hunt for native lizards before building a road, and paying golden handshakes to senior executives to leave their roles. At first glance, these might seem like reasonable targets for critique, but when the Taxpayers Union talks about the bureaucracy, it applies that tip of the iceberg strategy that we talked about in our previous video. They identify some waste which looks bad. They then suggest that this single example is demonstrative of a culture of waste which government ministers need to end by slashing the bloated bureaucracy. But this narrative about bureaucratic waste only tells you one side of the story. The other side is all the public servants who are doing valuable work and deserve not to be the target of a slash and burn ideology. What is the correct number of public servants for Aotearoa? What number is needed for the government to meet the complex needs of its citizens? It's a really important question, but it's not one that the Taxpayers Union answers or even asks. They've simply picked a number from 9 years ago and claimed that's what Aotearoa should be aiming for. And citizens who want good government deserve better than that, don't you think?